in the beginning, like initially, your brother brought you into the comedy
Joe
game.
Torry, yep, big bro Joe.
Okay. Was it hard to kind of step outside of his shadow, being that you was a
Absolutely.
younger bro?
Absolutely, man, because, you know, and funny, one of my first shows I did on the road, man, was in Bermuda. I was doing comedy 8 months, and I was opening for D.L. Hughley. And we just talked about conversation about stand-up, and he was saying how hard it was for me because, you know, for a person who doesn't have an older sibling or a sibling or a parent in the industry, you know what I'm saying, there's no expectations. Right? Right? Imagine me and Michael Jordan, son, like Bronny James going through it right now. They're comparing him to his dad, who's, you know, a legend, right? So with me, it was so weird because I had an older brother who was already successful for Def Jam, Poetic Justice at the time, and Sprung. He had those movies and those shows already going. So now, and I look like him on crack because he's swole. So I had to kind of find my own lane. You know, I had to kind of I had an expectation level of people because now they're like, oh, well, his brother's funny, his brother can act. Well, let's see what little bro can do. Well, he's just doing it because his big bro doing it. Let's see if he got talent. So now you gotta prove yourself. You gotta work twice as hard, right? But then at the same time, you gotta find your thing that makes you you, not Joe. Because I was mimicking Joe and Martin when I first started doing stand-up, you know? And then you gotta find your own voice in there. And you got to find your it. I tell everybody, whatever you're doing, I don't care if you're an inventor, if you're a gardener, if you're an artist, find your it. Your it is what's going to make you stand out from everybody else. That's your thing, your it, your signature. What's that thing that makes you stand out from everybody? You got the shades, you got the big head. That's your it. You kind of Kanye. But anyway, you got to find your it, man. And so it was definitely hard. And that's one of the things that Tupac used to always tell me, because I met Tupac because he did Poetic Justice with my brother.
Right.
And we met, and every time Tupac would see me, like, man, you know, fuck Joe, man, create your own lane, man, be yourself. He come to my shows and things like that. But he always was in my ear telling me to make sure I find my own identity.
Gotcha. Now, what was that experience like, losing Tupac and also that friendship, man?
I'll never forget where I was, man. I was on the corner of Sepulveda and Pico. I had made a stop at this hardware store. I don't know why, but I was listening to the radio, man, and I just sat in my car for like an hour. For like an hour, bro. Like whoa, because he, like I said, he used to come to the shows all the time, man, and he loved comedy. Loved comedy, man. So when I heard that happen, I was like, wow. It was devastating.
And I know you talked about on a previous podcast, man, that he wanted to hang out with you in the Rolls Royce one day.
Well, right. Well, he wanted me to hang out with him. Right. He was Tupac. Let's keep it 100.
Now, did you really feel like there was going to be some drama?
Well, that was a height of the East Coast West Coast, feud, man. And we was at the House of Blues. I think we just come from a concert. I want to say it was LL Cool J and the Fugees. I think it was. But after the concert, man, he was like, "Yo, what's popping?" And he was in his Rolls Royce drop top, and I told him about this club called Peanuts that was in LA. It was a lesbian club, but they had some baddies in there.
Yeah,
some baddies was up in there.
Man, you ain't gonna get lucky in those clubs like that.
That's what I was thinking. If you weren't famous, they weren't letting you in. Like first time I went with an NBA player. I ain't gonna put him on blast, but we went, and because he was an NBA player. They let him in and went in, and some of the baddest women was in there, man. And I was like, man, I can't. I'm in a club with my dick don't mean anything up in here. Do they even have a men's restroom in this? I mean, I was like that, and it's like it made me look like, man, I ain't never mistreating a woman again. I'm like, is this what we turned them into?
Losing them all, man.
And there was some baddies forget dimes. There was some quarter pieces in there, 15 cents in there. But man, and I told him about that, and he said, oh, let's roll. And then at the time, I was like, He had no security.
Dang. Drop
top, Rolls Royce, in LA, height of the West Coast, East Coast fury.
Outside. Man,
I was like, man, I got a little breezy, I ain't say breezy because it wasn't out, but I got a chick meeting me back at my spot, man. But I'll tell you where it is. You can roll. Okay, I got you. Cool. But I wasn't about to do that.
So that was probably maybe a year or two before he got.
That had to be 90s. Right? I want to say 90. late 95, 96,
Okay.
somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Because I
'cause he
started
got
Fat
killed in
Tuesdays.
96, so-
He used to come to Fat Tuesdays, right? Fat
Oh,
Tuesdays
okay.
was my comedy night. The documentary that's on Amazon Prime right now.
Very good
But it was,
documentary,
It was.
y'all.
Thank you. It was across the street from the House of Blues on Sunset
Oh,
Boulevard.
wow.
And this happened to be a Tuesday night, but I had one of my boys host it, and I went to the concert. And so it was had to be 96, 'cause I think I had moved into the bigger room at that point. So it had to be late 90s, 95 or early 96.
Okay. Man, that's tough, bro. I know that was definitely tough
Man,
losing him, and then him showing so much love and admiration for your comedy, and also inspiring you as well.
Yeah, man.
to
They,
get into the game.
gangsters love comedy too, man. They love to laugh, man. They need to laugh. We all need to laugh, especially you black, man.